equipment, a brand new facility, and certified technicians. Find out more by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
SIU Center for Family Medicine is here to help with back to school and sports physicals. Healthy kids learn better and play harder. Call 217-824-1134 today to schedule your appointment. That's 217-824-1134. SIU Medicine, forward for you.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station, and the show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and in this part of the show, we are talking about the 139th annual Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic that is happening. It actually starts tomorrow. So, yeah, perfect time to talk about it with the two guests we have in the studio this morning. I'll start on my right. We have the president of the organizing committee for the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic, Shamron Krachum. Shamron, welcome in this morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you in. And then to my left, we have the secretary and pageant director of the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic Organizing Committee, and someone who's actually been on the show as well in a different capacity, Ann Holladay. And welcome into you as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And should I say welcome back to you for coming on here. So it starts tomorrow, it sounds like, and it runs then into Friday and Saturday. Is that right? Okay, Friday and Saturday. First off, just talk about the event and what all is going on.
Yeah, so this year's theme is Blessed from the Past, 1976, and we planned a whole weekend full of family fun, community traditions, and a few special surprises. So the surprises are we're having free bounce houses and games for all the kids, thanks to our sponsors, and I would like to list them if possible.
Yes, please.
The Village of Mount Auburn Recreational Center, or the MARC, the Mount Auburn Haunted Woods of Creek Hill, Springfield Clinic of Taylorville, ADM, and First National Bank in Taylorville. We also have a bunch of other sponsors that we can't list everybody today, but if you visit our website, you can see a whole list of them because they all contributed to this wonderful thing we have going on.
What is the website?
www.mountauburnfarmerspicnic.com.
Okay. All right. Mountauburnfarmerspicnic.com. And were you going to say anything else about what's going on?
The other special event we have this year is our time capsule. It was put in the ground on Sunday, October 9th in 1976, and we are now opening it 50 years later. We're going to have the actual time capsule in the park along with all of the contents. They're going to be displayed, and we'll have a ceremony at 12 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, so we're opening the time capsule on Saturday. Are you folks going to essentially bury a new time capsule with things to then open 50 years from now?
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend. Okay.
Maybe.
Right. Maybe. Okay. All right. So we're leaving that option open.
Right.
Okay. So free bounce houses, time capsule. Anything else new?
We have live bands. We also have a poker tournament this year on Friday evening at the community building, and that's new. So.
Okay. All right. So new poker tournament. Actually, you didn't mention that before. So
right.
So we found out about that here on the show. That's what's new. Talk about some of the other things that will be happening.
You want to talk, Ann?
Sure, I will. So the first day, on Thursday, is when we open up. Our opening ceremony is at 6:00. We are going to have beer tents open at 5:00 on Thursday. We'll have a ham and bean supper on Thursday. The bounce houses will open at 5. We're going to have the opening ceremony at 6, and then at 6:30, our pageant begins. And we have 4 categories for the pageant. We actually have 5. We have a little miss and a little mister. We have a junior miss. We have a miss. And then we have a people's choice. And the people's choice is actually kind of a fundraiser for the pantry, the food pantry in Mount Auburn. And each can of food is 1 vote.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you essentially give your can, and then you get 1 vote.
Yep, you can vote for anybody on that's already in it to become the people's choice. And last year we raised $2,600 items for the food pantry, and that almost took them through the year.
All right.
Yeah.
We had a great
Okay, so
response.
there you go. 1 can, 1 vote at the People's Choice Pageant. And then, yeah, it sounds like, and I know a lot of these sort of town festivals will do the pageant towards the beginning. Sounds like so that the winners are kind of present throughout the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is their weekend, so they're going to be at the different events, and they also get to ride in the parade on Saturday. And we'll talk a little bit more about the parade. We do want everybody to come to that parade. We invite, local firemen, clowns, other visiting royalty. We want that parade to be as big as it is.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to come, they're doing, they always have like a first, second, and third winner for the actual theme of the picnic. So that's always going on as well. So the first night, there's a lot of different things going on. Oh, I forgot to mention, we do have antics in the beer tent from 7:30 to 9:30 on Thursday.
Okay, so yeah, a lot going on at the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic. One kind of curiosity I had: do you folks typically get a whole lot of people from outside of Mount Auburn to attend?
Yeah, I think so.
We
Yeah,
do.
we do.
Okay,
We have
nice.
a lot of people that will come and enjoy all the things that we have, especially this year with the bounce houses being free for the kids. Like, that's a big deal. Like that, it's hard to raise a family, and the money that goes out, especially around that time, because the school is starting and school supplies. And this is just something they can bring their kids and have some family fun at.
And it sounds like it. Do you, in terms of where folks come from, is it kind of a mix of Taylorville, Springfield, Decatur, and mostly Taylorville? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know you folks are kind of like right in the center spot between those 3 places. So,
Right in the middle.
yeah. So I figured it would have been a mix, and it sounds like what I anticipated there is correct. So
Yeah.
well, yeah, you talked about that. In terms of live music, who are you bringing on for that? If you have it in front of you.
So Anne mentioned on Thursday we'll have antics in the beer tent from 7:30 to 9:30. On Friday, we have Bustin' Loose on our main stage from 5 to 8. And then Brian Schartzer will be in the beer tent from 8:30 to 11. And then on Saturday, we have quite a few. We have Brady Joe Patton will be on the main stage from 2 to 4. Then the Mosiah's Family Singers from 5 to 7. And then X Crush will be in the beer tent from 8 to 11.
Okay. All right. So a lot of live music
Yeah.
going on for that. So yeah, really, really cool there. And then you mentioned some food on hand. You mentioned what they're serving. I think that first night, is that what you mentioned?
Yes, and then the second night we're going to have the fish fry. So Friday is the fish fry, and that benefits the fire department of Mount Auburn. They're the ones that put that together. So please come out and enjoy some Fireman's Walleye Fish Dinner on Friday night, and that's from 5 to 7.
And then Saturday, we have the pork chop supper, along with we're going to have food trucks. And then our church also sells hot dogs and hamburgers, and I think they're doing walking tacos. So there's plenty of food and that you can try. And the food trucks are going to be desserts, ice cream, and then like tacos and barbecue and stuff like that.
Okay, so that sounds really cool. Now, I've been to some of these town level festivals before, and I know Mount Auburn, obviously pretty small in a sense. Is it safe to say that like the festival, in terms of where it's taking place, takes up a pretty large percentage of like the town area?
It's in our local park.
Okay,
So
yeah.
and it's right at the top of our hill.
Okay,
And
yeah.
we close off all the roads around the park. And so, yeah, it is a very large area, but it's
Yeah.
centrally located.
Yeah, centrally located, but still, I mean, that's a large. It does seem like a large percentage of the space,
Yes.
like in the whole town,
Right.
in the town limits. So that's really cool. Sounds exciting. All of that. I'm talking right now with Ann Holladay and Shamron Krachum, who are part of the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic Organizing Committee. Let's take a break, and then we'll talk a whole lot more about the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Fulcher, summer intern on the RFD radio network, taking a look at markets starting with September corn, 453.5 down 5, December 475 down 5.5, March 490 down 5 3/4. Soybeans September 1181 3/4 down 23, November 1197 3/4 down 22 1/4, January 1213 down 20 3/4. Chicago wheat 664 1/4 up 1 3/4. KC wheat September 730 up 3 3/4. Looking at lean hogs, October 87 70 cents down 57 cents. December 78.85 down 82. Live cattle, October 223.80 up $1.62. And last but not least, feeder cattle, September 338.67 up $1.45. This is Jonna Fulcher on the RFD Radio Network.
Looking for comfortable, affordable senior living in Taylorville? Rolling Meadows Senior Living now has an accessible unit available. Designed for adults 62 and older, Rolling Meadows offers a smoke-free community with controlled access and 24-hour maintenance. Enjoy spacious kitchens with full-size appliances, convenient on-site laundry, and Wi-Fi in common areas. Call 217-287-2450 today to schedule your appointment. Rolling Meadows Senior Living is sponsored by Lutheran Social Services of Illinois and funded in part by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago. Rolling Meadows is an equal opportunity provider.
Celebrate America's birthday and our heroes with a scoop of something special from Prairie Farms. Introducing Red, White, and Boom, a limited edition ice cream bursting with strawberry, vanilla, and blueberry flavors the whole family will love. It's the perfect patriotic treat for backyard barbecues, fireworks, and making summer memories. And every scoop helps support the Folds of Honor Foundation by providing scholarships for families of fallen veterans and first responders. Celebrate summer and our heroes with delicious Prairie Farms Red, White, and Boom ice cream.
Carl Krumsick here from Krumsick Monument Company in Taylorville, Illinois. Find out the many services we provide by clicking our icon on the obituaries page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Blaine Cornwell with Prairie State Insurance. To learn more about our products and services, click our icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At People's Bank and Trust, they help their consumer and business customers spend their time living their life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, they put people first. Find out how they can help you by clicking their banner ad at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson from Advanced Title. Whether selling your home on your own or through your local realtor, please give us a call at 824-8007 for all your title work needs.
WTIM. And we're back on the WTIM morning show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I continue my discussion with Anna Holladay, Secretary and Pageant Director of the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic Organizing Committee, and Shamron Krachum, the president of that committee, as we're building up to the 139th annual Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic that begins tomorrow in, well, Mount Auburn. So, we talked quite a bit about really what's going to be going on in the coming 3 days. There were a couple things on Friday and Saturday that you two wanted to add. What should folks know?
So we also wanted to say there's an ice cream social that we're going to have Friday and Saturday, and then 2 car shows. So on Friday, we have the 40 Mile Per Hour Club coming out, and then on Saturday, we have the Hunter Drew Memorial Car Show. And he was a resident of Mount Auburn for a little while and passed away. And so once his family started this memorial in honor of him. So we were glad to have them this year. This is the first year they'll be there. Another thing that we have is the community breakfast. It's going to be held at the community building from 7 to 9 on Saturday morning. And do you want to name off a few things too?
Yeah, and just to let you know, that's the Festival of Lights that puts that community breakfast on. Let's see. Oh, the parade lineup is at 10 a.m., and that's at the old Mount Auburn grade school in the parking lot there. Again, the parade lineup is at 10. The parade judging happens at 10:30, and the parade begins at 11 a.m. And then we wanted to talk a little bit more about the time capsule and some of like really neat things that happened around that.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So right now we have 3 remaining members of the committee that started the time capsule. So when they put it in the ground, there was Stanley Ryan, Terry Buzzard, Gary Buzzard, Todd Buzzard, Harold Allison, Bruce Hohenstein, who was the mayor, Bill Matthews, Lois Buzzard, Debbie Hohenstein, Kimberly Ryan, Craig Ryan, and Larry Allison. And right now we have still Stanley Ryan, Harold Allison, and Larry Allison. So I would like to just honor those people, and they did an amazing thing for our community, and it's really neat. The other thing that I'd like to mention is Roger Dickerson was the person in Mount Auburn who created the time capsule and sealed it. And then we, because of safety reasons and the logistics of removing this huge time capsule, we brought it out of the ground a little early. And Wally Tippett happens to be Roger's grandson, and he opened it 50 years later. So really neat tradition for our community, and exciting to talk about. So
I love hearing about this, and like I know that a lot of towns, right, they have these festivals, and you hear about a lot of the same things happening at the festivals, but then you hear about a time capsule, like whoa. That sounds significant. I want to learn more about that. And then we got to do that this morning right here on the WTIM morning show. So that's really cool. And I'm glad you mentioned as well the couple surviving members of and it sounds like that was the committee that essentially put the things into the capsule. Or at least decided what was going to go into the capsule. So really cool about that. And then I know you folks have a whole lot of sponsors this year. Sounds like more than last year because of what that means for the bounce houses. Anything else you want to mention about that?
I just want to again reiterate, go to our website. It wasn't just businesses. It was businesses, organizations, and individuals this year. People in our community gave to this too. And we just want to say thank you, because without them, the picnic would not be possible. I mean, and not only monetary donations, but we have a lot of volunteers that come and help put this together. It's a lot of work, and we appreciate everybody. And it's really nice to see our community come out like that.
Yes, absolutely. That's a big part of it. Talk about what in terms of like the volunteer work, in terms of the physical power that goes into it. What that's sort of like. What all goes into it.
Well, the planning committee gets together every month. All year long. This is a love of labor. And we get together and talk about the different things that are going to happen. We have different fundraisers throughout the year to try to help with the cost of the program. But this year, a couple of years ago, we started doing sponsorships, and that was really, really helpful. A lot of people wanted to be part of it, and sponsorship is a way that you can do that, and it helps to keep this tradition going that's been around for 139 years.
Yes.
So it's a big deal. And then we have a lot of people that come out, the ice cream social. I know I don't talk enough about this, but our little Dixie that's on our committee, that lady has been part of this community since birth, and she knows everybody. And if you ever need a cake or a pie or whatever you need, you can call her, and she will get on the phone and call all these people, and they're showing up. And that is what makes this program happen, is all of the people, because they do donate stuff that we need. So for the ice cream social, all of the pies, all of the things that are donated from the community. And everybody helps in any way that they possibly can. So that's what makes it great.
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of people involved, a lot of, you mentioned, people as part of the sponsors, and you have the businesses and organizations as well. So let's see, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, sounds like is when this all is going on. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then, you have the parade on Saturday. You've got the pageant Thursday, and a whole lot else going on in between. Where can folks find you? Where can folks find you folks on social media with about 30 seconds to go?
We have a Facebook page, and then our website is www.mountauburnfarmerspicnic.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually remember you mentioning the URL earlier. Now that you mention it right now, but you've got the website, you've got the Facebook page as well. So really, really cool there. How long have you two been involved with organizing the event?
This is my second year as president.
Okay. Second year as president.
I have been with the committee since I moved to town in 2019. I moved in 2018, but towards the end of 18 and 19 was my first year, and I became a board member later.
Okay.
But I was vice president at one point and then became secretary.
Can
All
I
right.
really quickly shout out to
Actually, we are just out of time, sadly. And Sharon, thank you both for coming on.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you for listening. Have a good day.
You too.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5